guys? Beautiful Wednesday morning here in the rainforest of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Currently in Jennings. And today, we're working with Forestry. This is a day in the life of. Welcome back.
Let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong. And sometimes things break. So whether you're a beginner or a pro, Gibson's Building Supplies has what you need. So it doesn't matter if it's heavy hardware or light hardware, we've got it all. So whether you can or you can't, we've got something you need. So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
Centel Insurance Company. We're here to insure you and your property.
Be secure with Centel Insurance Company Limited. We are insured through Lloyd's of London and provide coverage for motor vehicles, commercial fire, personal, work-related, cash in transit, marine, travel, household insurance, and much more. We are located in the Centel Business Center, Grenville Street. Or for further information, call us at 457-1227 or fax us at 456-2374.
Centel Insurance Company, with excellent service for everybody.
Be a winner. Go up to 10 kilometers further with Solve.
Alright guys, so we're here in Jennings on site. We're here with Mr. Bradford Latham. He is going to be taking us on a patrol today. Tell us what your unit does and what it is we're going to be doing today specifically.
Okay, well, the Law Compliance and Enforcement Unit within the Forestry Department have a very wide responsibility. All officers of the Forestry Department are enforcement officers. However, this unit is specialized to address certain issues, especially related to deforestation, illegal hunting, river poisoning. Okay. There are a lot of issues that we will have to focus on that the rest of the team may not be able to do, or other officers, because we are we'll prioritize, especially where there's a serious offense, wildlife offense, we go and do it. But now within this team, we are also organized in a manner that we have to, when we patrol along a trail, we have to do tracking. There are persons within the team have to do the data collection, recording of information.
So it's like a little bit of everything.
Yes, you have to do your security. When we get on a site, say for a deforestation, a lot of things does happen there. You have illegal charcoal burning. You have person that will construct a shelter. Yes, there's something, because it disturbs the area, wildlife that are sometimes there, and if we intercept the person, you might find they have wildlife meat. Okay. So there are many offenses there that we will have to address.
Hey, so what season is on now, if any? Any particular hunting season is open right now?
No, the hunting season is closed. The hunting season starts on the 1st of October.
1st of October.
And we finish at the end of January, and that is the deal with iguana, manikou.
Yeah.
We call the opossum,
Yeah.
the agouti, and the turkey. So we call the 9-band armadillo. But the season is closed, so even when the season closed, we have to do a lot of monitoring within reserves.
Yeah. To make sure
Even though when
nobody.
the season is open, you're not allowed to hunt in forest reserve.
Okay.
So where we have forest areas and forest boundary, if we patrol in and you're within that area during the open season,
Yeah.
we can accost a person. We could question a person, conduct search, and seize whatever they have. So if we see an illustration like somebody coming out from the hill, we know our forest boundaries. We have to patrol those boundaries.
Yeah.
And they have a load coming down, and they have a bag on their back. We have the powers to search.
We're looking a little.
Yeah.
A little suspicious.
So we have that powers to go and we could ask a person. Like, we greet people normally.
Yeah.
Compliance is the best way. Education, we use that approach. So we say to that person, morning sir, you reach up there, say we're real early man. You know? You greet them good and then you start to change this. Educate them, you check them. This will allow me to see what you have in that bag. Because you're coming from an area that is a reserve.
Yeah.
Totally protected, and we don't want you to have taken out
Wildlife.
species, wildlife, plants, or anything that you're not supposed to have, because we like to give our people a chance. But you know, something they say, who not here go feel? We do that.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
if you have to talk to more than one time,
It's time for a little action.
Yeah, you have to do some action. But we normally take an educative approach.
Okay.
And to get people.
But that does not mean because it's your first offense, you must come up here and okay, I'm gonna take one.
No.
When they catch me the first time, then I ain't gonna do it again.
Exactly, but let me tell you, the magnitude of it
Yeah.
may not allow you to have a second chance.
Oh.
You understand?
Okay.
So we that times that yes, you might somebody go and they cut some sticks or something, see they're gonna build a shed and they might talk to a person, but you're gonna clear a mass area, removing large trees.
Yeah.
Then we have to value that area. Every tree have a value.
And that would be deforestation.
And deforestation, and we have to say, well, hey, we have to impose a fine.
Okay.
You understand? Or sometimes we get those same persons to come back and work in terms of
Reforesting.
that area. So
Okay.
if they can't pick a lot in the poor, they don't come back and they have to work with us
Okay.
to reforest that area.
Well, let's go do some patrols.
Yeah.
All right.
You normally have a scout. Sometimes I'll be the scout.
Yeah.
Today, scout.
Scout.
See, he be in front, and normally we go with the cutlass.
All right.
Like you like a blade. If they think we go in a cutlass, we go in a cutlass. And then we also have a man we call a tail end Charlie.
Yeah.
He be at the back.
Okay.
Not central arm will be tail end Charlie, and then fitting security and everything like that. All of us are make sure we're looking at it.
Okay.
So
What's my role?
yeah?
What's my role today?
Well,
Vigilance?
if I with the GPS or medic.
Or
Normally
medic?
not. Yeah, but you never have back on your back. Normally he will do like with medic in the room.
But this.
A plaster, anything, but you will form part of security here.
All right. I didn't bring my firearm today. No?
You understand?
Okay.
Good. So his scout will be up front. You take the lead, follow, live through.
I know from time to time you have like invasive species and whatnot. I know there was at a point the snail. I don't know what's the name of the snail. But if you see them, I guess part of your duty will be to destroy or...
Yes. So, invasive species, whether in agriculture area, farm, and we say forestry areas,
Yeah.
we have our responsibility.
Okay.
So, when we look at forests, farmlands, housing areas, we have a role to play, especially on the crown lands. We expect the private and the public to play their role.
Yeah.
So if we are in the forest, we see something that is not
Supposed to be there.
supposed to be there, we have a role to play.
Okay.
Inform. So sometimes we look out for something that is rare. Therefore, you could find out if something is endemic, invasive, and we could really intercept that early.
Okay.
Before
Becomes a problem.
Becomes a problem.
All right.
So you have to be on the lookout for a lot of different things.
All right.
So disease outbreak.
Yeah.
You could say we out here, we're looking at the wildlife. You could see one bird there, then you go another area, see next bird on the ground.
That's a sign.
That's a sign. Whether it's some kind of flu or something impacting on the species.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can raise an all year long.
Okay.
So, say for the sentence of parrot, which is our national bird, for them to have a role to play to for them to monitor them. For them
Two parrots. Like lovebirds.
So this is the time they will start to be moving in the morning from the roosting area to the areas they're going to look for food or feeding.
Okay.
Feeding areas. Most of you see them moving pairs.
Oh, I envy the
You have to be
Congo
very
man.
observant when you're out in the field, looking and assessing.
Okay. I remember once I went to Sufre and I found that finding a cow high up in the hill was really unusual to me. You guys would find livestock this high up?
Yes, someone having the livestock. They could be trespassing, squatting,
Okay.
especially in forested areas.
Yeah.
You have persons who probably steal somebody's animal and hide it with in the forest. There is things like that is happening. And patrolling and monitoring, we intercept these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we're here at the first lookout point and Mr. Harry is putting together his parrot watch sheet, and very interesting is he's profiling the terrain. And I mean from the naked eye I would watch it and say, well, my 3-year-old niece has done something like this, but looking at the terrain itself and looking back on the sheet, it's very accurate. It's just, you can see where this set of trees dips down and then the other one goes up, and it's like little hills and valleys in between there. Very, very interesting. So when you profile it now, this goes into further documentation, further storing of information back at the offices.
Yeah, this is basically to replicate what is on the ground.
Yeah.
So to give you an accurate depiction of what is happening here.
Okay.
We need that because when we have to correlate,
Yeah.
or even relate to somebody who comes after us and they see the terrain, they would know exactly what we are talking about.
Okay.
Correlation means basically to have the two observers, whether it be, because we have watch point 16 here,
Yeah.
and there's watch point 17 up there. We need to have some sort of congruence between the two of us.
Okay.
So whenever birds are sighted, and we need to eliminate any, because there might be an overlapping. You might see the same birds.
Yeah.
One of us, based on the time, the direction, and the amount of birds, would have to eliminate that.
Okay.
All right, because you don't want to be counting the birds too much.
Yeah.
So this is just a means of keeping the bird population. You know, give it something accurate. You need to have accuracy, and this is just a way of doing it. So that is why we have this profile, and we're doing this.
So this contributes to the census ultimately.
That's it.
All right.
Yes. The area is quite expansive. We have 4 watch points.
Okay.
As I say, this is 16, and they have one up there, 17. we would have 15 and 14. And they would be basically basically a circular manner.
Yeah.
And they would attempt to encompass the whole area. We try to look for areas that have a panoramic view. We have a window so that we can see clearly in front of us, and we look for areas that have a lot of birds as well. Okay, so we're in areas that we have a high population of birds. That's where we will put our sector.
Okay.
Where we will do our observation. All right, and then we will do our correlation from here.
All right. From a distance, you know, when the birds are looking a little small, how do you identify them as the parrot or just another bird? What are the telltale signs of, okay, yeah, that's an Amazonia gildingi?
All right. Well, we look for the flight pattern.
Okay.
Now, we have known that the Amazons are very weak flyers.
Okay.
So instead of soaring like hawks, they cannot go in the pockets of air and soar. So they always have to be flapping their wings.
Oh, so they don't glide?
They don't glide.
Okay.
Right? And basically, they although they have like high flights,
yeah,
sometimes, but they wouldn't stay airborne for a prolonged period of time, a protracted period of time.
Okay.
So there are ways in which you could distinguish that, and most foresters would know from experience gained.
Yeah. And I'm guessing the weak flight is why they don't even reach back way.
Exactly. So you have it right there.
All right. All right, great.
And then we have different flight patterns. We have different flight courses. You would have high flights.
Yeah.
And normally they would travel from one sector to the other, or one mountain range to the other. They have very high flights.
Yeah.
And they would have local flights. That's from one tree to the other, or just from one section of the area in front of you to the other. So you would know the difference in the flights. All right? And you would have medium level flights too. Just from one area to the other, not too far. These are some of the apparatus that we would use for the parrot sensors. We would have our compass to tell the direction of the birds. Okay? But before we do that, normally what I do, I put the direction on this. So we have north, which would be up there. Okay? That's where the compass is facing, the red. So that would be north up there.
Yeah.
Okay? So you'll face this like this. South will be down there, west and east. You can actually map it out right here.
Yeah.
Okay? So you can put your compass here and you can do it, or you can put the compass up there, but you can put it, you know, right around here.
Okay.
So then when the bird flies around that area, if it flies from overhead, go right there, you'll see it flying north. North. Alright? Understand?
Yeah.
That's where the red is. And then down so would be south. That area would be west. And this area would be east. Right behind us right this way. Okay? So then whenever you are recording, what you put the time that you see the birds, the number of birds you see right across here.
Yeah.
Alright. Then the number, just 1, 2, 3 or whatever. Then you have direction of observation. That's where this comes into play.
Which direction has been flying?
Direction. All this would come to bear when you are correlating. So if there are birds to be strike out, you would actually do that.
Okay.
Okay? So that's how we correlate. And the numbers you get now, those are what that would add up for the total population of the area.
Okay.
And this will be done for a week. We come in a Monday afternoon we start, and we'll finish on a Thursday evening.
All right, guys, so we're going to move on to the next thing. We're here with Mr. Cornelius Little. And tell us what it is that you do, what's your position, and what we're going to be doing.
Well, I'm head of the Forest Mapping and Inventory Unit in the Forestry Department. And what we do is generally come out in the field, collect data in terms of GIS, well, GPS. This is a GPS unit that we are using right now.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is map this trail, go right back down to where we came from.
Yeah.
And later on, when we go into the office, I'm going to download it into the system and show you how we map stuff from real world into spatial data.
Okay.
Right?
All right, guys, so we're here with Mr. Grant, and he's going to be just demonstrating for us exactly how the GPS mapping works.
Yes.
Yes, at first you have to check this number here for location. You got to make sure that it is very low.
Okay.
As in 3 meters or below.
Yeah.
Because when you take the point here, it could show you like 3 meters. It wouldn't know exactly where.
It won't be too precise.
Right.
Okay.
So the lower the number, it's a lot better.
Okay.
More accurate. So then to take the point, you have to press mark.
Yeah.
Then you'll go to right up in here. Then you click enter. Put in the name. Since we're in Jennings, we're gonna name it Jennings.
Okay.
And just because it's a trail, so we actually computer will know it's a trail, so we'll just name it trail.
Yeah. So then now when you guys go back into the office and you download this into the system.
Yeah, we will have the points and I will know exactly where this is.
Jennings Trail
1. Okay. We have to give it each a number still so we know to go it in sequence.
Yeah.
And then you click OK, so that's the first point right there. And yeah, and you take points like when you see a corner now. When you reach a corner, you'll have to take a point on one corner and then keep going around so you get the bend with
so it will show up
right,
in the system. Okay.
Right, instead of just straight a straight line.
So when I go in now and I decide to come back up with my friends and I say, man, let me go make a hike. So I ain't going to just walk off a cliff because I know the corner there.
Well, yeah, because most likely you're watching your GPS and you see it's a straight line and you might think of walking in a straight line.
Yeah.
And then you might have a little bend still.
Okay. All right, so we're here with Mr. Barry Williams and you're the
range officer for the South Williams Range.
Yeah.
And part of our activity is to do trade maintenance, plantation management. But this morning we are here doing some trade maintenance towards the watch point because it's necessary that we, when it comes to do our census, that we have clear trails to walk on. And today we have the members of the South Rivers crew by means of transport. They are here to maintain the trail, clean and maintain the trail. So this is done at mostly when there's need for that we are engaged in a census.
Yeah.
We are officers of the Forestry Department. We are a professional organization conserving, protecting, developing the national forest resources for the optimum benefit of the entire community of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And by measuring stream discharge, we use a current meter. The velocity of different sections of the river. But there are certain criteria you must look for when selecting a proper cross section. That means water must be either straight path, there must be no torrent flow in terms of boulders. So you want more or less like a laminar flow to when you ensure that you're going to do such measurements. Meter is divided into groups of 5 centimeters.
Yeah.
So when you set in a point, you take the depth, and when you adjust the correct meter to take the revolution as you count, you register 40% of the step, and that is done throughout the stream at a given time for 60 seconds. After which you will calculate your discharge, and this is done on a monthly basis as to ensure that we monitor the activities in the watershed.
Yeah. So what's the reason for monitoring it? Like what is the ending game now? So when we collect all this information, what's it helpful towards?
Well, collecting data just for once we will not help. You have to have data over a number of years that you can develop trend. And in the event that the government wants to build a bridge, you can do the peak flow or the high flow, but it's not quite true sometimes that we can come in the water when it's heavy, but you can have what they call staff gauge set up on the river bank.
Yeah.
And you can really staff gauge the height of the water and measure the width after the water reduces its volume, that you can correlate the difference in height and measure the water and the cross section to know the volume of water pass at a given time.
Okay.
Because just recently we experienced the 2013 flood, which the water was very high, and it's good that we have those kind of data that we can extrapolate information after over a period of time.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see how this is conducted now.
So before we do that, based on our data sheet, we'll put the date.
Yeah.
We'll put the parties who involved. We'll look at the weather, and we do temperatures. We use a thermometer. We check the air temperature and the water temperature.
Okay.
So we can monitor the water temperature. And we can say 21 degrees.
21 degrees Celsius.
Celsius. And then we can wave to get the air temperature as well.
Okay.
For about a minute, when it really remains stable.
I could tell you it's starting to get hot.
And it said 24 degrees.
24 degrees.
So along with that, there are other things that you may take, but which are not present. Like you start grade, you normally really start grade before and after the reading.
Yeah.
The time, and the starting time.
8:56.
Normally, in any river, because river is flowing down towards the sea, you have banks. So you face where the river is flowing, and you. So wherever you're standing, this will always be your right bank.
Yeah.
And over there will always be your left bank because the river is flowing down.
Yeah.
So it's not one way for here and next way for another river.
You always face where it's flowing.
Yeah. So that's standard. So sometimes you will hear me say left bank, and I take the reading that it is on the tape. So the tape reading will be 37.6 meters. Okay. And that you look at that as the right bank on the street, on the data sheet.
Yeah.
Then I will say the first reading is at 38.6 meters.
Yeah.
First reading here. So here I will take the depth at 38.6. I put my finger behind here. And I take up and I count.
Okay, I count the notches.
Yeah, I count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 65, 70. But because that's 70 centimeters, but we are working in meters, so it will be 0.7 of a meter.
Of a meter.
So the depth will be 0.7 meters.
Okay. All right, so 0.7 meters is the depth on the right bank.
Well, at the cross section.
Okay.
Stop. 45 revolution. But just to mention that, to know the number of we are paint a cup.
So
red. Whenever it rotates, will count when the cup pass a certain line.
Okay.
So I can just sit and just explain the difference, because you find that different portion of the stream will have the different speed.
Yeah.
So with that you have to do a number, and then based on the standard for the strip per meter, you have what we call a velocity chart.
Yeah.
So the revolution over time will give you a specific revolution, and you take a series of calculation to know the adjust area, because the discharge is really the volume of water passed at a given cross section in a given time.
Okay.
So the volume of water we are really measuring.
All right. So what's the most common river poisoning that you guys see nowadays?
People tend to, in smaller streams where the crayfish is wanted. Yeah. People tend to use 7, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Because tide, because they have people who do it. They tend to have contracted people in the Grenadines. You go to Pakistan, Byra, Coram, and you
use 7s.
Yeah, and you. But the bad thing is that when you take what you want, the rest is there to spoil.
Oh. And that also. It also not allow the animals and so on and farmers to feed their cattle, and so we got most farmers use water from the river to take to their cattle.
Okay.
And stink up the stench now, cattle will not drink that water.
Okay. Alright guys, so this is a day in the life of measuring the water discharge at the Connery River mouth. Very interesting. We got to see the instruments that they utilize as well. Say it for me one more time.
AAA current meter.
AAA current meter. Right, so this measures the velocity. We can check the depth, and it has a good piece of weight on it. Right? I didn't expect this. So we also learned a little bit about what river poisoning as well, so you know what to look out for and what to avoid doing to make sure that you don't poison our rivers, right? So on to the next thing.
Centel Insurance Company. We're here to insure you and your property.
Be secure with Centel Insurance Company Limited. We are insured through Lloyds of London and provide coverage for motor vehicles, commercial fire, personal, work-related, cash in transit, marine, travel, household insurance, and much more. We are located in the Centel Business Centre, Grenville Street. Or for further information, call us at 457-1227 or fax us at 456-2374.
Centel Insurance Company, with excellent service for everybody.
Let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes things break. So whether you're a beginner or a pro, Gibson's Building Supplies has what you need. So it doesn't matter if it's heavy hardware or light hardware, we've got it all. So whether you can or you can't, we've got something you need. So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
We're still back here in a day of the life of. We're here with Mr. Lynch, and we're in Montreal Gardens, right? That's the correct name I should use?
No, Montreal Watershed.
Montreal Watershed. So you could just tell us what your area entails, because you're the range supervisor. So tell us what it entails, what you guys do up here, and how you manage it all.
Okay, as I said, this is the Montreal Watershed area.
Yeah.
It's one of the most fragile forested area in St. Vincent and Grenadines.
Okay.
The reason being that the Forestry Department take careful monitor in this area.
Yeah.
In terms of, we have the CWSC, we have several water intakes inside here.
Yeah.
And apart from that, 30% of the water would have come from this area. So you can see how fragile the area is.
30% of the water
supply from the CWSC comes from this area.
Okay, okay.
What we actually do here on a daily basis, we have what we call forest management.
Yeah.
If you notice the operation that we done here today,
yeah,
we call it silvicultural treatment. In terms of we remove a tree and the correct term for it is thinning.
Okay.
And then we do what they call pruning. We also do what they call tending, where the guys would have those trees that are at least 3 to 5 years old. They would have tend those trees.
But how do you know how large the area is?
Well, approximately we have the government owns at least about over 200 acres of land in this area.
Wow.
And it's just a brief history. in the 1980s, 70s, up here was just strictly banana crops.
Yeah.
So it's when Forestry would have intervened around 2005, would have occupied over 40-something years of land from the what we call squatters.
Okay.
So if you compare the 80s to now, there's a difference.
Yeah.
So you'll have seen a vast improvement in terms of reforesting the area.
Yeah. Definitely something I noticed is like the palm trees up here a little different from what we usually see in urban St. Vincent. I don't know what it is about them, but a little more regal. They look a little stronger.
Just natural nature.
Not nature, right? All right, guys, so we are on to the next department here in forestry. We are going into the utilization unit. And we're here with Mr. Grant. He's going to be telling us more about what they do and how it really affects the overall workings of forestry. All right, so Mr. Grant, tell us, what does your crew do in the whole animal that is of forestry?
Okay. Good morning. My name is Mr. Glenn Grant. I'm basically charged with the responsibility of the day-to-day runnings of the utilization unit. But basically, we are responsible for the sustainable management of the forestry resources. Meaning that, okay, we use the forestry resources, but we have to ensure that we have the resources for our generation and generations to come. Now, what forestry utilization entails, I could break it down in bits and pieces. We do tree sales, we do lumber conversion, we do private tree cutting, we do public tree cutting, and we also do educational programs and things to like educate people as to the importance of managing your forest, as I said before, on a sustainable basis. Okay. Now, in our everyday activities, it can change. It varies based on the objectives. Okay. Sometimes we might have persons calling us. They want a tree cut, a tree hanging over the house. They're in danger. Now we go and we help them out. We cut the trees. Somebody might call and say they want a tree to buy to make furniture and so on. We help them out and so on and so forth.
So you guys, in the case of an emergency, for instance, and let's say a system passes through, we have a lot of road blockages. Basically, you guys are one of the first responders.
Yes, emergency relief.
Okay. So like in a situation that we have here with a little simulated roadblock, we're going to be seeing how you guys deal with it. Or even not just a simulated roadblock, if you have a situation where a tree is overhanging and you see it might be falling soon, you will take the prerogative and
avoid the danger.
And avoid the danger before.
As much as possible.
Okay. All right, so another thing, when it relates to the buying a tree, you guys, the trees come from a specific area?
Okay, I'm glad you touched on that.
Yeah.
Now, in forestry, we have what they call forest plantations.
Yeah.
Now, these are trees that we plant for commercial purposes.
Okay.
Means that to sell.
Yeah.
But we still, although we sell the trees, we still have to keep in mind our main objective, which is soil and water conservation. So not because we have trees to sell, we'll just come in and cut trees. If you look in the immediate back over there, you notice some spaces. Those are spaces that were created where we sold trees from. But if you look around, you will still see trees standing.
Yeah.
Because we still, although we sell the trees, we still have to keep our main objective in mind.
Okay. Now that we're here with your unit, before we did this episode, I did not know all the different departments and arms of forestry and all the work that you guys do. As a matter of fact, my view of forestry was just cutting down trees. Because I think that's what the regular man on the street would associate with forestry. But tell me, how far does forest management go for you guys?
Forest management goes very far.
Okay.
You see, forest management is not just about trees. It encompasses the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
From ridge, which is the top of the mountain, to the reef, to the core of the sea. What we do in our upper watersheds, in terms of keeping it intact, preventing deforestation, ensure that the ecosystem is in place.
Yeah.
Because the ecosystem is like a chain.
Yeah.
Once you remove a link out of the ecosystem,
it doesn't flow properly.
It doesn't flow properly.
Okay.
So our role now is to, although we're managing the forest and we're utilizing the resources of the forest, we have to ensure that our resources are always present.
Yeah.
And we don't do anything that will compromise the integrity of the flow of the chain in the ecosystem.
All right. Don't laugh, huh? Okay.
Never doubt in my mind.
I just started, right?
Suppose I can't get started again.
You start, man. You're going to cut it off straight out, right down, because you see it breaking.
Yeah.
So what happened now is you have no tension, but it's like deep. When you're going down and you see like closing in, pull off the
when you have to do it, nobody do control.
Okay.
Nobody do.
Let me show you something. Just like one camera. You go down and you see closing in, you take out this up,
and then come up.
Right off, yeah.
All right. So thank you, Mr. Grant, and of course, Siobhan. Yes. This was probably the most exciting experience so far. We don't know what's gonna come next, but we're looking forward to it already.
Yes, next time.
All right, thank you.
Excellent.
Alright guys, so we are back in the city. We're here at the Botanical Gardens in Kingstown, and as you can probably hear, we are about to embark on something very, very special. I've been looking forward to this one as well. We're about to do a feeding. Okay, we're about to do a feeding of the Amazonia gill dingy. And tell us more about the forestry's efforts of conservation and taking care of the birds.
Okay, to all, my name is Samuel Harry, and I am responsible for research, and quite recently I've been put in charge of wildlife. Now, what we are seeing here, where we are, is the Calvin Nichols Wildlife Complex, and it's an area where we would house those captured birds that were once in private custodians, and some of them that we breed in captivity. So we have eggs here, and they are hatched, and now they are actually juveniles or adult birds that are living here. Okay. Now, this facility is designed whereby we have about four holding cells down there, and we have about 3 behind us there. So it's about 7 or so holding cells. And these would actually hold the Amazonia gill dingy, which is our national bird. Okay, we take care of these birds in such a manner that it would actually reflect the pride that we have in our country. So we give them the food from various areas in St. Vincent. We would go to various areas and get parrot food, and we would try as much as possible to give them their vitamins and give them their different types of food so that they could maintain their nutrition. At present, we have a cadre of about 5 persons on a day-to-day basis looking after these birds. And we work from around 7 in the morning until about 5 in the evening. At night, we have our watchmen, and they would actually take over from the persons who would be taking care of them on the day, so that there would be no harm done to them when the forestry department is not around.
All right. What food do they eat?
Okay, the parrots would normally eat fresh fruits and vegetables that we get from around St. Vincent. We have orchards that we had established for them around the country. On Mondays, we would go with our transport to these orchards and gather the fruits and vegetables that we had planted for them and bring back to the facilities for the guys to feed.
Okay. Do you guys face any particular difficulties as it relates to the birds? Maybe if it's not day to day or something that just pop up from time to time with the Amazonia gildingi?
Yes, from time to time, we would have persons hunting them illegally.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because of their plumage and their rarity.
Yeah.
They fetch a high price on the international market, so we have people poaching these birds.
Okay.
All right, so we would have from time to time would be called out to protect them, because there will be persons, not just Vincentians, but people coming into St. Vincent, going to their habitats and taking these birds for the illegal trade.
Wow.
And there is something else too, when they are in captivity, sometimes their eggs might not be viable.
Oh.
Right, so sometimes we would have to do a lot of husbandry on these birds. Mainly give them their calcium, or sometimes even if these birds are just stressed a bit, sometimes the eggs would be not viable.
All right.
So these are some of the problems that we would have with them.
Okay. All right, well, I'm guessing from all the noise they can see you guys. I know it's almost feeding time.
Yes, it is around their feeding time.
Yeah, so I think we can probably get going and make sure that they don't go hungry any longer.
That's true.
All right.
Okay, this is the entrance of the facility. And as you see, it's not a big facility, it's very small. And these are the two workers we have here. We have Hazelin Ellis and Garfield Butler, better known as Rocky. And they would show you how the birds are being fed today. In the past, the facility had over 30 birds. So when you came here, it was literally filled. All of them were filled to capacity. But over the years, we have entered into agreements with different international agencies, conservation agencies, in what we call the breed and loan program.
Okay.
So about 15 birds were loaned to Germany years ago, and they are still in captivity there, or they're still being held there, I should say. And from time to time, we would get some reports on how the birds are, the status of the birds. Okay. So they are healthy and they are doing good. And this is an effort to protect these birds, because if there is some sort of disaster that is to strike St. Vincent, whether it be a hurricane or volcanic eruption,
you want to make sure you have a...
Right, exactly, a population that is out of St. Vincent, so that we can repopulate where, if it's necessary.
Okay.
Yes, so that's what we do sometimes. In captivity, without the knowledge of the authority, and if you are poaching these birds and you are caught, you will pay a heavy fine or you could be imprisoned for it.
Wow.
This is Hazelin Ellis, and she is one of the caretakers of the Calvin Nichols Wildlife Complex, and she is going to sort of describe the place for you, so you can have an idea of what is happening in the facility. So, Hazelin?
Hi, good day. Well, right here we have the Calvin Nichols Wildlife Complex, as Harry just said, and in all we have 26 birds at the moment. 12 different cages. We have the cage that people usually come and view, like when tourists come, and even those in the country, they come and they view. Right behind there, in the back, we have the breeding aviaries and the isolation aviary. The isolation aviary most likely is where we put birds that are maybe ill or injured, so we put them right behind me.
Be a winner. Go up to 10 kilometers further with Solve.
All right, guys, so we are back here on A Day in the Life of, and we are spending the day with Forestry, and right now we are here at the nursery facility, and as you can look around and see already, we've got some, as the name nursery suggests, some baby plants. And we're going to be learning more about what they do here and the services that they offer. What does the nursery do, and how does it relate back to the entire forestry project?
Okay. Now, the nursery is, as the name implies, a home for young plants, where we will care for these plants, nurture them, watch them develop by giving them the right food that they would need. And then when they are at a certain age, we would put them out or distribute them. I'll just put it that way.
Okay.
The grass, and we take them over there.
Yeah.
To rotten, and then we got the animal dung, which is the pen manure, the cattle dung. We mix it together with soil, and we start to pot it here. We take most likely, because we have to use this, we get the plants from here. And we pot them. So Martin is going to pot the fan palm, and Han is going to pot teak. The teak, the big cheese that we have up there. Han will more explain about the teak.
Okay.
So we have Kendrick Han and Martin me.
Let me see if I could pack a.
Yeah.
I'm working at forestry today, so I have to make sure I know what I'm doing.
There's bag there.
All right.
We'll take a split from there.
All right, so I got the bag. Yeah. I throw some dirt first, and I put down the plant and throw on some more dirt.
You want me to do this one first?
Yeah, let me see. Because I don't want to embarrass myself on TV. Yeah? Some people say I can't use a scoop. Okay.
Train as much, then you ram the bag. So that it can be steady and fit properly when you drop it.
Yeah.
Okay, some more.
Okay, that's full.
Right. You put the pan in the center.
And I fill it up to the brim.
Right. You could even use your thumb and make sure that it's set properly.
Yeah.
Right, so that's
it there. Okay, so I'm gonna...
Make a try. You could fold it back because it's kind of long. So you actually fold it back.
Yeah, no.
And this is I'm doing a fan palm. Okay. So everything don't laugh after me, eh? I just work in an office. You know, it's about time I come outside and do the real work. Pat the arm thing it down now. Some more soil. Okay. Put in the plant now? Just some more. There you go. So whoever comes on here and buys this one, just know this one growing especially strong and tall. And I just put my signature on the side, so y'all gonna know which one it is.
So after we finish potting, what we do, we keep them underneath here, sheltered, because they are sheltered.
Yeah.
We keep them underneath here for at least 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
We put them under the bamboo. You could notice under the bamboo how they're green.
Yeah.
They're not exposed to the sun yet. They had branch over them, so we take them off the branch, take off the branch so they could get a little bit of sun, a little exposure at a time.
Okay.
Until they're hard enough to be exposed to the sun.
Our Cornelius Little, like I said earlier, I'm the head of the FMEC unit, Forest Mapping and Inventory unit. And what we have We have been in the field this morning, and now we are pulling that data that we collected from in the field this morning, and we're going to put it on the screen.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to show you spatially where we are. But the software that we use to do our map, draw our map,
all right.
But for downloading the data, we first have to set up the GPS.
Yeah.
Right, so we have to go to over. So I take it over into interface because we want it to interface with the system.
Yeah.
And then I press enter. So now it's ready for interface with the program. We have to name it properly when we put it in the different range. For me, I will know what it is. But for people who are not familiar with the thing, they won't know what it is. Because we have already done a lot of other trails,
yeah,
you'll see them popped up. Jennings will be somewhere in the Alpha area. So Georgetown and here to make sure. Right. You see, that's the house where we were.
That's exactly where we were.
You understand? And this is the trail that right on the ridge itself.
This is local point number
16.
16.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
maybe we're so high up I didn't realize there was a road below us.
Yeah.
That's what over there is area we're looking over here. That's 15.
Okay.
16 over there. That's 17.
So from here, I need to now create the line. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And this is what you were telling me with the corners.
Yes.
So as soon as when you make a corner turn, you
take a point.
You take a point.
So this point that I'm doing here is the watch point itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So, and you continue along the ridge line.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are still working here at Forestry, and we are at the lovely Vermont, should I say range? The Vermont range? Vermont Nature Trail.
It's located in the Upper Bookament Valley.
In the Upper Bookament Valley, right? And I've been here once, but I didn't get an in-depth kind of feel as to what is going on in the Vermont Nature Trail. What is it? How do you describe it?
Okay, the Vermont Nature Trail is, as you can see, it's a verdant area. It's primarily agriculture mixed with forestry.
Okay.
And it's a multiple disciplinary managed area, meaning that the Forestry Department is in collaboration with the Central Water Use Authority and the National Parks, Beaches, Rivers and Beaches Authority. National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority. Now this area is managed like this because the resources are at hand. For one thing, we have in the upper reaches, we have the forest resources, as you can see, and it is managed on a reserve status.
Okay.
So no hunting, no fishing, no bathing in the water. Anything that could be detrimental to the environment is not permitted in the area.
Okay.
The area is managed like this because this is one of the prime habitats for our national bird, the Amazon Northern dinky, among other species.
Okay. We are here with our two technical aides who are going to tell us exactly what their role is here at the Vermont Nature Trail and Forestry on a whole.
My name is Forestry Chambers, and this is Judith Simmons. Here, we're Forestry Technical Aid assigned to the North Leeward Range. The North Leeward Range stretches from Layou to Richmond and is divided into 3 field crews. Barley Crew, we have the Barley Crew, Spring Village, and the Chateaubelair Crew, which we supervise on a daily basis.
Okay.
And working in forestry is like is everyday thing. Is like not doing the same thing every single day. It goes in the field. It's like a different experience. Like for instance, when we do tours up here, it's like not everybody normally come up here every single day because normally if you come up here every day, it have to be like if it's a trip you're doing.
Okay.
So whenever persons need tour guide, they contact us. We go, we carry them on the trail. We tell them exactly what is up with the species of trees that is there, and we sometimes go on patrol areas that are off limits to other persons.
Okay.
So there's no illegal hunting or activities that is happening within that area.
Okay, we got.
So as you go along, you would see one of the trees that we plant in the area around St. Vincent as well. It's the blue maho, the hibiscus elatus. This is one of our furniture tree, and we plant it basically for conservation purposes as well. That's the protection of the soil and to bring animals, wildlife back into the area. All right. So this is something that we do on a regular basis. We call it reforestation.
Okay.
We have different types of forests up here. We have the primary, the secondary, and we have plantation forests. Now, this is a primary example of the plantation forest. These trees were introduced to St. Vincent, hence we call them exotics.
Okay.
There's another one up there, which is the pine. You can see that right up on the top there. That's the pine that was introduced into St. Vincent in the 1950s, and we got them from Honduras. Whereas the blue moho we got from Cuba and Jamaica. Okay? So as you go along, you can see mixed forests. So this is basically our agroforestry area. And as you go higher up, you would find the plantation forests, those that we plant. And how you can identify them, all of the trees would look alike. So they are homogeneous.
Homogeneous.
Right. So all of the trees look and behave alike. Most of them are of the same species. All right, so that's what we plant. Then above that, you would have plantations that have regrown. That's because in the past, there was some interruption either by man or nature.
Okay.
So they are what we call secondary forests. And as you go higher up, there are some forests that man have not touched in over 200 or so years, 200-300 years. Wow. Those are what we call primary forests. And that's the backbone of everything. Because when there is a growth of forest for over a lengthy period, it means that it forms a balance in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And there are lots of animals that would live in and around this particular forest because it has not changed over many, many, many years. So there are a lot of niche environments up there, and you would find a lot of animals living in these areas that have grown accustomed. For instance, the parrots.
Yeah.
All right? And then you would have the secondary forest that has grown over years, regrown, and this would form a balance in the area as well, in that you would find your hydrological cycle developing around this, and you would find a lot of wild animals themselves that have been detached over the years coming back because these trees have regrown. Okay? And it will balance the soil as well. And then on our plantation forest now, although it doesn't have as much genetic variation as the others, it would form a mat or a canopy to protect the soil. So we basically conserve these areas by planting forests as well.
All right, so we are at the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy. So you're going to give us a little history?
Yes, a bit of history. On the 26th of November 2016, the Forestry Department was a part of the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy in taking the Prince Harry around the Burma Nature Trail and explaining the forest and what is being done here to protect it and our conservation methods that was done. And basically the Commonwealth Canopy is preserving the natural forest within the Commonwealth countries, which we, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is a part of.
Okay. This is just a day in the life of.